forced mayhem off the beginning. So
Sure.
I'm excited to see all the kills we're going to get. I think we're going to see some really cool plays. I think someone's going to die in the storm. I don't know who.
Yeah,
so?
at
I
some
think
point,
at some point someone's dying in the storm.
It starts hitting for like 5, 10,
It hits
like it's
really?
crazy.
It hits
yeah.
you hard early. So I'm curious to see how the storm kind of plays a factor into these.
Yeah.
And this is it, the
Yeah.
debut of competitive blitz mode.
Here we
And
go.
Let's see. We got Tilted Towers dead center safe zone. I could assume Cypher and Ninja are like.
It's kind of like a dead
let's
set. Like,
get
okay, how are we not going tilted, essentially, is what I feel like they're going to be asking each other. But yeah, game one, Ninja and DrLupo facing off against NICKMERCS and Cypher. Of course, we talk about this is an elimination game. Loser of this match is out of the tournament in just losers round 2.
They're all going tilted.
And it looks like we are going to be seeing an early
Bloodbath.
beginning.
Everybody, yeah. Everyone's
for
going tilted.
Bloodbath,
Tilted
baby.
Towers,
I
all
love
4
it.
players landing in this exact zone.
I'm going to go ahead and say there's no way all 4 of them survive this right here because I
Yeah.
have a good feeling that the majority of the lobby is going to be here. The blitz mode is
With the maps closing in.
yeah. This is where everybody
this is a
wants to be.
picture perfect, like moment for everybody. It's going to be really interesting to watch. Of course, taking a look at the nice skins coming in. We got some Twitch Prime. We got the new basketball skin. I know we probably all have grabbed those within like a 10-hour or 10-minute period of it being available.
That's like my favorite glider.
That's
ever.
awesome. It's great. So it looks like DrLupo and Ninja are going to be kind of preferring the pawn side. I like to call it the blue building. Full house. Just looks like the full house. Yeah, kind of, I don't know, house to me.
That's fun fact.
But-
That's Nepley's pawn shop. That's Pete Nubb.
Oh.
Peter Nepley.
Oh, okay.
Look
Shout
at
out
you,
to Pete
Ryan.
Nubb.
Giving all
He's
the
the
little
man.
insights. Oh, shopping cart. We got one available potentially. I don't know.
And I think
I'm not gonna lie.
early
I just
down.
want to cast. I was watching this earlier. I think it was like Ninja's stream. There was like a little bit of a dueling essentially, as it looks like Ninja does find an early frag off the bat.
Yeah,
But,
Lupo and Ninja both with 1.
Yeah, so I really want to see like an initiation where it's like a battle of like shopping carts coming at each other, like on the top of a mountain or something. I don't know.
Jousting.
Yeah, the jousting I think would be absolutely phenomenal. But looks on the opposite end, just in the dead center of Tilted is going to be NICKMERCS, and he also finds an escaping frag as well. So early engagements coming through, and already 20 players exiting from the lobby.
And what's your guys' go-to call out for this tower? I know I've heard Trump Tower, I've heard the castle. I think
Yeah.
NICKMERCS calls it the castle, right? And what do you like to go for?
Big tower.
The big tower?
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of go to Trump. I think it's
Trump,
like a
yeah.
super like okay, like I know exactly where that is the biggest
Sure.
tower available. So
Ninja taking some, or NICKMERCS taking some fire. Now he's gonna retreat to the first level. And keep
Cypher's fairly low health as well.
And keep in mind, NICKMERCS is playing on console, and you know his gameplay is a lot more methodical because of that. You know, compared to like a Spaceline who builds like crazies all over the place. You see, NICKMERCS is just going for his like guaranteed strats.
we see DrLupo just casually jetpacking up the entirety of the Trump Tower as well. But it looks like Cypher does get knocked down,
And he's
and
gonna get
probably
game
won't get
ended.
finished off here.
But wait,
Players potentially getting thirsty, but it looks like NICKMERCS does take down one. Is that the enemy, though, who took down Cypher in the initial? Cypher is yet to be taken down as of yet, and NICKMERCS has to make a dead set, right, guys? I mean, he's not going to try to go for any exiting kills. He needs to keep his teammate up.
I think he
with the
clutched
fact
it
that
up.
there's 60-plus players alive.
Does he not know where he is? He only has a few seconds. All right, there we go.
That
that
was a little bit worrying.
That was a clutch from NICKMERCS right there. He did take out the guy that downed
Ooh.
Cypher, but this is going to open up for NICKMERCS and Lupo to
Exactly,
get some kills.
We talked about that. I think it was in the second series that we had their ribs. The fact I think it was like Chica who had to go back and take up Spaceline and whatnot. But this really sets up right now DrLupo and Ninja to have a pretty solid beginning. It looks like a gold FAMAS found off the ground, as they are looking pretty good at the moment. It looks like just
Cypher
like
goes
that,
down by a
Cypher
trap.
goes down by a trap. As soon as he gets put back up, he's down yet again.
Come on, Cypher.
No,
and
knowing
NICKMERCS
Nick
has got to be frustrated
Nick's
right now.
tight. Knowing Nick.
Come on, you got that LG jersey on,
Right?
Cypher. You can't be going down the traps now, man.
Oh, it's got to be so frustrating for that aspect. It's like, all right, we need to get back in this game. We want to try to get back in the race, and it's like you just got to keep stopping for water breaks, essentially. But
Let's pick up the kill, though.
yeah, Ninja not having any issues finding kills is now he's up to 3. DrLupo at 2 himself. So massive props really to DrLupo. I think I saw a lot of people kind of talking in the chat about how they think DrLupo is going to play a pretty big factor in this game. He's kind of a newer addition to these tournaments. Played with Tim the Tatman last week, and you know I love Tim, but it's an upgrade to kind of go from Tim all the way back to Ninja. But you know it's going to be interesting to see how his impact comes on this game and whether or not he can kind of stand out the consistent fragging ability of guys like NICKMERCS and Cypher.
I think they'll be fine, especially if Lupo just lets the chair play one side. I think they'll be great because if you've seen Lupo's chair play, it's on Ninja's level.
It's nasty. It's
I love how
insane.
Lupo has the hand cam, too. It's
Yeah.
always fun to watch in his stream, so you can kind of get a feel. People always wonder like what key bindings these players use or
Right.
what kind of makes them tick in game, and so it's really cool to see kind of what he's doing and kind of how little things you can take in your own gameplay.
Let's get a kill count. We're looking at 5-7 in favor of Ninja's team. Ninja and Lupo right now.
Lupo rocking the
2-kill
jetpack.
lead.
Ninja does have 2 launch pads. We talked about how much.
Oh yeah, and in this mode, right? Because they have the ability to, for example, right? Let's say that the zone gets out of tilted, and there's still a lot of frags to be, kind of going on. Ninja and DrLupo can kind of hang out here, for example. Of course, they're not going to be doing that as it stands, but you have just so much freedom to kind of roam throughout the map, kind of go for exiting frags, and obviously be able to make that escape. But we talk about jump pads, how influential they really can be, and it looks like Ninja & Co. going to escape just toward the northern side of that Luke Lake. It looks like they've got some engagements in front of them. And Ninja, we talked about it. He likes his fast-paced play, and it seems to be working out very well for him for the time being.
That's the second time I've seen Nick ignore a jetpack.
Yeah.
So I guess he kind of like the Tfue model you kind of talked about earlier, not really liking them.
Well, keep in mind he is on a controller. And
it could be difficult to, kind of
very much
whatever
so.
the setup may be for his bindings.
Maybe jetpack and build as well, yeah. But I will say, though, building, especially for console with the new Builder Pro, has actually gotten a lot faster than it used to be. It used to be very difficult to build in a controller, but now with Builder Pro, you're seeing a lot more console players building a lot faster because they basically rebound each button to a certain build type, which is super helpful.
Oh, wow.
You do see Ninja with 2
Those
nice
are 3
knocks.
quick engagements, and here's the 4th, an entire group, an entire lobby battling it out here for the mansion, and it looks like Ninja & Co. are going to escape with their lives for now, but on the opposite end, NICKMERCS & Co. are still knocking down enemies just off toward the side, buildings going upwards, and NICKMERCS is going for the rush. I mean, like we talked about, you already have a disadvantage coming into squads of 2 versus 4. This guy's playing 2 versus 4 with a controller. Like, you can't ask for much more of a downgrade, essentially, as far as the level that he has to play at. And he's shown that it doesn't affect him in any way. 6 kills for NICKMERCS.
Yeah,
now 7.
Yeah,
him and Ninja going neck and neck right now on kills, both with 7 kills, and just both of them right there making great plays. I love that shotgun play by Ninja, by the way, that 3-piece on that house. That was just beautiful. Really was. And right back to another engagement here. Lupo using the jetpack, going to keep his high ground.
That jetpack lasts so long, man. That's been the one he's been rocking since the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
That's crazy stuff, but I believe finds a player exiting into a bush.
I mean,
unfortunately, not
players
able
at
to
this
escape out of
level
that.
are able to kind of like be so efficient with the fuel you're given, right? You don't have to hold the button down the whole time in order to kind of utilize it, get movement out of it. So at the top level, these players can make it last so long.
Well, we've all used Pharah before in Overwatch.
Personally, my favorite character in Overwatch.
Same.
Oh, nice. But yeah, it looks like right now 7 kills for Ninja, 6 for DrLupo. Granite Cypher kind of hanging out at 1 despite NICKMERCS at, I think that's 7 for him. So a pretty decent lead right now for Ninja and DrLupo, but we talked about the fast-paced play, the amount of frags that have already taken place, the amount of deaths that have already taken underway here in this first match is definitely showing itself.
And their ability right now to navigate the map, they're jump padding back and forth from Tilted and Loot Lake, and it's just so much more mobility in this game type because of the jump pads, and you need it because the zone is so much more of a threat.
I want to ask you guys, do you think that as far as, blitz mode versus regular, do you think this could be maybe a more normalcy that we see in tournaments? Does it have potential to kind of be maybe the new, kind of landscape for competitive? Do you think it has that potential in any way?
Well, for right now, Ninja is getting into quite the engagement. The player he's against does value high ground, and Ninja's gonna go into this turtling mode and see if he can build high. The player's right above him. It's this dangerous play.
Looks like Cypher does go down, and Cypher does get taken out.
I think Ninja might have just built up to kind of let Cypher kind of initiate that fire.
Just kind of stay alive until he takes care of it.
That was a heads-up play by Ninja.
Ninja was on himself.
But can DrLupo save him? DrLupo's there. He's going to use the jetpack.
To the rescue. The jetpack goes away.
Versus another jetpack player, and he's going to catch him mid-air.
But Ninja dies anyway.
He's taken out. So all right, this is a good chance if you're Nick to catch up on the kills right now.
Wow.
This is a pretty interesting point of the game because I think what happens in that play there, Ribs, is that I think Ninja in some cases is like, okay, cool, I'm going to let Cypher kind of get taken down there by the knock and kind of go about my way, but ends up not working out in his favor, but still fights to happen, and DrLupo is very cool to kind of take all of that. Got plenty of med kits on the ground, plenty of loot to work with, and he has no issue of being put in that storm. Unfortunately for NICKMERCS, he has to try to exit from that as much as possible, but 11 kills right now for DrLupo. He's playing out of his mind right now in this blitz mode.
And they doubted him.
And I want to analyze that last kill he got, too, because we didn't see the FAMAS too much today. We were talking about how Tfue actually opts not to use the FAMAS over a single-shot rifle. But right there, you could see its usage, especially with the jetpack being midair. He switched not from shotgun to shotgun, but shotgun to FAMAS. And he hip-fired the FAMAS, got a full burst in, and he was able to pick up that kill. And that's one thing that I've picked up from Ninja. If he doesn't have 2 shotguns, it's a shotgun and a burst rifle.
Right.
And that burst rifle could secondary as a close-range weapon because those bursts are so lethal. And here on the scoreboard, 18-10.
Yeah, it's a hefty lead right now, it's fair to say. Obviously, they're going to lead no matter what the inning result is of this game, depending on how much that will be. is dependent on NICKMERCS' play, but looks like a lot of that formation still around Tilted Towers as the circle definitely favoring it right now.
I mean, from a viewership standpoint, that's you can't get any better than that, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Tilted Towers is probably the most fun place to watch engagement. So for the whole bulk of the game to be taking place there, a lot of high buildings, a lot of cover.
And that is a very risky play right now for DrLupo. Is he
He has a
single?
jetpack.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say that's a very scary situation to be in, especially with the blitz mode that we have.
All right, now it's scary for NICKMERCS because
Yeah.
he does not have a jetpack. I wouldn't want to be up there.
And DrLupo is actually ahead of the curve, so he actually goes
Nice
for the
shot.
knockdown. That's a fantastic play coming in from him. The
Let's see if
intuition
Nick could steal these kills because I think Nick has shots on it.
definitely has the potential. DrLupo has the advantage right now, needs to go for these kills, and the jetpack actually runs out of fuel, needing to get back toward the top, as I believe him and NICKMERCS are battling for this exiting frag, and NICKMERCS will find one, DrLupo with the other. So trading as far as that engagement is considered, but 5 more frags remaining as they sit just outside of soccer field, and shots coming in on both of them as they're going to have an idea as to where the next team could be lingering.
Lupo still with 2 jump pads in his
man.
back pocket.
I like the play by Lupo to pick up the scope they are.
Yeah.
Because the shots are coming from so far. It's just, if anything, a good chance to get like a knock here and there because you're going to get there eventually, but to go in there with kind of already some damage and some potential kills coming in, it's a good play.
And he's going now with that loadout 1 shotgun, 1 AR, but that AR happens to be a gold FAMAS. So, and here comes the jetpack.
That's so scary to see. Like, despite obviously jetpacks being added to the game, it's always scary whenever you obviously get dropped from your ramp. But here comes the jump pad. Who can get there first? And I like this play from DrLupo. Hops onto the second and is just on the cusp of NICKMERCS. Who can get there
3
first?
players up there.
This would be big if Nick can get all these kills.
This is a big moment for him. Does not want to drop. Of course, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but it does mean a heck of a lot when it comes down to this game. A lot of money on the line. Not one of these teams wanting to go out, and it looks like it will be DrLupo who does find that kill in the end.
Hitting for 7, I think.
And it looks like NICKMERCS actually spots 3 players all going on that jump pad in that situation. So he has an idea to where the next frags are going to go. And so in this situation, you got to be favoring NICKMERCS for this time, but DrLupo has the height advantage. Where are they dropping, though, is the question. The wall gets built up, and it looks like this should be DrLupo's way, missing a few shots, but finds the one that matters. And just like that, it should be DrLupo who has the majority of this team fight in his favor.
And just that engagement right there was something we haven't seen all day, and that's because blitz mode, man. Look at all those jump pads and the way these players are utilizing it, not just the players that we're watching, but the players they're fighting against.
Yeah.
And it's exciting, you're seeing these players glide around the map and land in these crazy areas. You got the gas hitting for 5 health at a time. Like, it's scary, but it's exciting.
Big kill there from NICKMERCS as he, believe, takes down 1 in that situation.
1 player left now.
This poor man who's left, probably in a bush somewhere.
I'm rooting for him, honestly. I want to see him clutch this 1v2 out and go tell his friends, I did it, guys.
I took down DrLupo and NICKMERCS 1v2 by myself. No, but looks like the final zone coming in, and it will be just on the edge of Tilted. And you see how many ramps that have really been built up throughout this game. The short game, really. Of course, we talk about blitz in this game mode.
I was going to say, are they going to take a second to heal? And you're going to see DrLupo do the double campfire strat, and if you stand in between them, you get 4 health per second. And he's going to get a little bit of heals there, but NICKMERCS is not waiting. NICKMERCS also with low health. He only has about 70 health altogether, and he's just looking for this last frag.
Yeah, he can't give up any time going for this last kill. And every kill matters so much in this.
Especially with blitz, right? They're all consistent kills going for either side. So
this guy could be anywhere. Tilted, towers, plenty of areas to hide. And
he could be AFK for all we know. Like to be honest,
Tilted's been in the safe zone since the beginning of the game.
In a push.
Oh no! Looks like okay. DrLupo builds over, I believe, NICKMERCS in that situation, but
I think Nick found him.
Might have.
He has to be in this building.
Is he sleeping? He's sleeping in one of those beds.
Both of these guys are 1 shot pretty much from a pump to the chest. Like a 90-shot pump shot will down either NICKMERCS or Lupo here, so they have to be careful. But I'm assuming this player, hiding right now. There he goes. That's going to be a 1 pump for Nick.
I want to imagine, since they were both like heavily around that building, they probably heard him.
Yes.
Maybe moving around and whatnot. But yeah. Pretty decent advantage. Of course, NICKMERCS does stay alive toward the end of that game. But guys, I mean, we talked about we were kind of expecting a fast-paced game. That's exactly what we got. Came down to a 1-versus-1 with obviously DrLupo and NICKMERCS in that situation. But I mean, I gotta say, I was pretty happy with overall how that game kind of went. It was pretty consistent toward the end of things. Of course, if Ninja and/or Cypher were able to kind of stay alive, you could argue for either side probably would have had a bigger advantage. But that's 7 kill advantage.
7 kills. I mean,
Cypher had 1 kill.
It's one of those tweeners, right? Where it's like it's not too many where you have to do like a split strat or anything like that. But it's not so little where it's like, oh, it's just like 1 team fight, right? 7 kills is a decent number
alternative. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're them, again, blitz mode, I think you go business as usual. I think you go where the kills go. Zone's going to be coming on you fast.
They all, like we got to mention, all four of them went tilted last game. So, being down right now, NICKMERCS and Sypher are known for that strategy in itself.
And we've seen Nick and Sypher combine for, like 30-something kills in these matches before. So this is one of our, kind of like higher octane teams who can get the kills, who can work together. So, obviously I wouldn't be happy going into a game down 7, especially when you're up against the King. Yeah. That being said, though, I think this is a team that can 100% close the gap. I mean, again, blitz mode, everything's really fast. For all you know, you can get downed on the initial. You could land in the building, get a bandage, the kid has a pump, and you're dead, right? So
we're gonna need to see Sypher step it up for 1, but for 2, if Ninja and Lupo stay alive throughout the game, I don't think they're gonna be able to. I don't think Sypher and NICKMERCS gonna be able to close that deficit. 7 kills is a good amount, and if Ninja is alive, he's getting kills.
How much do you think those 2 downs by Sypher played a part in kind of like the initial? Because how much time was spent going for those revives that could have been spent going out getting kills? Again,
he had 1 kill that match.
That was a solid, probably minute and a half to where NICKMERCS has to solo think about rezzing my teammate, and then obviously picks him up once, gets down again by a trap. Okay, that's the peak moment where all those kills are happening, and they're not able to even get in the realm of them.
And there's so much action in Tilted, so much things can happen within 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Again, to go down twice, do the whole, got to go find him twice.
That was the peak moment, right, of Tilted.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Everyone grabs their loot, they're exiting out of their buildings, and that's when Sypher goes down. Yeah. So.
And not to mention that he went down a 3rd time and got taken out, and he ended that first round with only 1 kill, and that's where you see the 7-kill deficit really come from. He didn't contribute.
I think it kind of credits as well. We talked about DrLupo's impact when it comes down to playing with Ninja. How is he going to do? I think he did pretty well. Yeah. This really
14, 15 kills. It
was he was definitely in double figures, probably upwards of 11, 12, 13, something on those lines. So, I mean, you want to talk about people who are asking, does Ninja have to hard carry when it comes down to this particular team now? Like, how is it really going to work out? We talk about the prior chemistry. I mean, if anyone watches Ninja stream, a lot of the times he's playing with DrLupo, whether in squads or in duos and whatnot. So these guys have a lot of prior chemistry.
They have a merch line together, right? They have all the work merch.
That shirt is awesome.
If that's not chemistry, if you got a shirt merchandise thing going together, if that's not chemistry, I don't know what is.
True that.
So again, I'm maybe I'm one of the only few people who thought that him playing with DrLupo might even be better than playing with King Richard for Ninja. He does play a lot with King Richard as well, but I think he
not
plays
as much
with DrLupo than probably everyone else combined at this point.
Most likely.
So, but it does look like we are getting back into the game. I'm really curious to see where the zone's going to close. I think it's such a big part of Blitz.
Definitely is. So it looks like a game 2. We can actually take a look at where the zone's going to be lingering right in the middle of Tilted.
Big Tilted right again.
Man.
We love to see it.
And this is honestly, we could even argue, like, this is a perfect situation for NICKMERCS and Sypher because this is what they have to do. It's what they're known to do. And in the situation with their backs against the wall, you want Tilted to be available. And it happens to be in the perfect spot, essentially off the break of that circle. So one thing that was really going to be questioning to me heading into this next match, especially for NICKMERCS and Sypher, was going to be the landing zone. Do they get kind of the luck, the RNG that comes out of it? And it looks like they at least get a little bit of, kind of a padding there to their overall play. So it looks like Tilted will be a viable option. It looks like Dusty Divot was also an option as well, kind of coming toward that upward or the bottomward side of the map. There's a lot of positions to go toward, but you could argue Tilted, the number 1 spot. It's in the dead center of where everything's going to be playing.
And this is do or die here. Losers bracket for NICKMERCS and Sypher. Game 1, down 7 kills. And this is their tournament lifeline here. They're going to need to step it up. And they're going to, I mean, honestly, their best bet is just hope that either Ninja or Lupo get taken out early.
Right.
Because there's just too much slaying power between those two.
It seemed like last time, too, Nick and Sypher were a little too much apart from each other. They weren't really getting engagements together, whereas, it seemed like Ninja and Lupo were closer to each other.
Oh, my gosh. Just looking into the screen for a second there, I mean, you see the amount of engagements that are taking place. NICKMERCS tried to go, I believe.
Play by Nick there tonight,
to back up. Needs to try to go for an angle. And this is going to be a very hairy situation. See the amount of players that are kind of lingering around this position. Thankfully for Nick, he does find that green pump along with it.
Sypher's getting pressured early. So. All he has is a gray SMG, 2 gray SMGs.
So much action taking place. It looks like Ninja and DrLupo lingering to kind of hop in the same building with one another, trying to take on the enemies. As it stands, it looks like Ninja does find 2 early kills. That's going to be a nice kind of padding toward your stats as things are considered. But on the opposite end of Tilted, it looks like Sypher does find a frag in this situation. So already tying up his entire last game total. So.
And this is the same spot where he did go down twice.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm glad he was able to take out that player and not repeat a game 1. And here comes NICKMERCS taking on a fight in the underpass. And he's going to get that critical shot with the pump shotgun, 200
Good
damage.
Patience there, too.
Yeah, great patience. And
wonder where we earned that patience from. You guys know? Maybe Years of War or something? I'm not sure.
Nick is under fire now, though. Very low health right now.
worst time to bring that up, but it looks like, has the pump shot, actually does get taken down, and he should be dead to rights.
100%.
And he will get taken down, unfortunately, with the pickaxe, too. So Sypher, a man who only found one frag, needs to go big, already in engagement, happens to take down one with the knockdown. Can he find any meds? It looks like he has all gray weapons,
health.
no meds, no shields whatsoever.
Down a teammate.
Times are rough.
Yeah, and already coming into this game was down 7 kills in total.
And hold on, if I look at the top left of my screen, the King has 6 kills already. Just
and
showing
Dr.
no
Lupo
signs
has
of letting
9?
up.
Yeah,
That's
this
insane.
is looking very grim for our Week 1 champions.
But it looks like that's a great edit actually coming through there from Sypher. Sees the players running just above him.
Was he in the dance menu?
Yeah,
Did I say that correctly?
Was he about to do an emote?
Hey,
He's thinking about it.
This is good, though. You want to be pressured. You want to be getting in these engagements. It's just a matter, can he clutch up against this crazy Cleveland Cavalier? And there's 2 of them. Man, that's it.
Does get taken
That
down.
would be a GG.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
That's
no.
unfortunate.
GG's.
The emote to solidify the death there. But, I mean, hey, high risk, high reward play. We talk about Blitz now being added for the losers bracket, in case you guys are wondering. Losers bracket is Blitz play solely. I know we're still debating on what happens with the losers bracket finals. We're going to kind of decide between the teams whether or not they want to play regular or Blitz and whatnot. But we got to see how it really plays out. Honestly, when you're in the winners bracket, you're obviously feeling pretty good. But if you get knocked down, if you kind of get an early exit from game 1, you go down to the losers bracket, it's not the same play. You got to be at least decent when it comes in a fast-paced mode, and you got to be ready to go to tilted at all costs.
You really do, because most of the map you can see is closed off already.